Good morning, welcome to the one and only Chesil Beach. Up here today, we're at Abbotsbury. We're at a mark up Abbotsbury, quite close to the Dragon's Teeth, but we've come to this certain area because we've got about 100 yards of where we're fishing at the moment, where it goes into like a bow. So on the right hand side and left hand side of us, we can literally fish and it just pull us right in. And you can use an 8-ounce bomb lead and it will just hold there. And as the tide changes, so as the tide's incoming at the moment, it's going to be drifting down to the left hand side, and obviously I'm going to be on the left hand side of the pit, and then as it starts turning, Gavin will be on the opposite side of the pit. But we're up here targeting cod, bucket full of peanut crab, squid and a bit of bluey. Short running up and over rigs to enable the fish to get hooked deep, and the water clarity is perfect, really dirty. So yeah, I'm hoping we can in for a good day. I mean, we're going to have some rain today, which is not going to be fantastic, but wet weather gear on, and got to be in it to win it. So let's get wet. Look at that for a sunrise. Got to come up over the Weymouth end. 2 rods out. G ready to go. Ready to rock and roll. A few anglers down to the right hand side of us. I might have a fish on here. I've had a dogfish first cast, so hopefully they get better. Two casts, 2 dogfish, not what we want at the minute, but tiny little dogfish, as you can see there. Nightmare really, because they're taking the crab and squid bait, but it's part and parcel of it. Murky water, I always got a chance of a ray today. So, up here somewhere I've got some squid, and I've got some crab. Okay, so we have a bit of daylight in a minute, but at the moment, we haven't making good what we got. So basically using squid and crab baits here today. I've got 7/0 hooks on with a 6/0 chinu on the top. It's actually an octopus hook, but the reason I'm using them is because I'm out and out codding. I want that big cod. Me and Gaz fishing a competition for South West Sea Baits in a minute, 4 different species, so we've got to get the best percentage of a cod, thornback grey, whiting and flounder. So hopefully for the next couple of days we can get out. Now we were going to go for the blondes tomorrow, perfect conditions for it, but club fishing comes into it again. If we go up there, it's just going for the catch rather than going for what we need to be going. And at the end of the day, if you're doing the club and you're entering the competition, it's all about taking part in it and trying to do well in it, really. I mean, some really good anglers involved in the competition, and yeah, you've just got to try and step up and do what you can. I mean, I've got an half decent whiting at the minute, so it's a start, but just need to try and get 100% cod. So £7, £8 would be lovely. Double figure would be even better. That's my target. It's a £10 cod today, and yeah, just basically come up here. We've got a bucket full of crab, which we purchased from Tackle Trader in Newton Abbot. He looks after us there, Max, good as gold. If you're down that way and you need any like crab and stuff, just always get hold of Max. He's a good lad, and yeah, you got all bits and pieces in the shop if you need to. Especially anybody who's coming down to fish B-stands and stuff like that, it's not a million miles off route if you need bait and stuff. Newton Abbot there, And yeah, there you go. So yeah, we're just fishing baits like that really, half decent sized bulky baits. Hopefully get a few cod out. Rig wise, I got a bite there. Rig wise, I'm just using a small running up and over rig. Sorry. So it's just basically, I've got a bomb lead on this one at the minute, and I'll clip that down like that, and away you go. But I'm just going to bring that other rod in a minute because I think I might have a fish on it. Been out a little while. Got a couple of traps on it there. Don't think there's nothing on that now. I don't know, there's a bit of weight there. I've got a flat liner. Up over it now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come off with it. Well, just lost the fish. You're always going to have that trouble now, guys, unfortunately. It's that stage of the tide now. It's we're fishing smallest tides as well, and you've got to try and time it right and bring it in with the dump that's coming back down through. But let's see if we can get one out. What you can do. I have to go on a grip leads on both, I think. Something's had that, look. Missing bites for it. I might go down the one rod quickly. Big G on the rod there at the moment. We've had a bit of hard work here with the dump. A bit of a dumping close, and trying to maintain pressure and bring it in over when the dump's flooding. Is that a cod? Is that the first cod of the session, or is that whiting? It looks. Oh, could it be? Could it be? What do you reckon, Gav? I reckon it's a cod. Is it pouting? Monster pout. He's right, isn't he? Hey! It'll do. I'm going to weigh it just in case. Don't know what it is. Yeah, go on, mate. 1.9. It's a big tripod today to basically get my rods as high up as I can to basically, hopefully, get the lines over where it's dumping in its nose. Nice and let the cast down. It's quite hard casting off the slope, especially when you're pendulum casting. So, yeah, we're having a go. Just dogfish at the minute. I'm going to put one out for a ray later, I think. Come up for a cod, but it's looking rather dirty. I know you get some nice thornbacks where we are as well, so it's you've got a chance of anything. You've got a chance of massive eels today. You've got a chance of cod. You've got a chance of underlets. You've got a chance of thornbacks. Cod and the thornbacks would be nice. Massive whiting would be even better. Always on the hunt for that big 3-pounder, and if you've got a big bait on, a lot of people fish differently for whiting. Now, one of the questions I got with the other day is how do you specifically target them, because you get them on anything. What I find myself, you'll get bigger whiting on bigger baits. So I normally scale my hook size up to like 6-0, 7-0 sometimes, but I'll use like a, I don't know, like a long running up and over rig, like a really long trace. So I think the way I look at it, fish obviously get bigger and they get smarter sometimes, and you'll get whiting on any rig with you, but when I'm specifically targeting massive whiting, that's what I normally like to do. Get a massive big bait, you get the little ones all playing around with it, and all of a sudden that big one comes in, boosh. So being big enough mouth to take it as well, and get him on. But I think Gav's got a fish on here. Any good, mate? No? But it's getting hard with that dump, because the dumps are massive. I don't know if you can pick them up there now. I'll get the camera on there in a minute. I've got my tripod as far as I can, just to be able to, obviously, bite protection and stuff. Line dropping in and out of the way. Up here today, as soon as I've had this session, I'll change my line when I get out. There's a lot of wear and tear on the shingle on the bank, and just dropping down through. So it's one of them really. But yeah, we're having a go. 9 times out of 10, you know you've got a bite because you have a big slack line. So you try and find a cod. So we're after trying to find that cod. But it's a lovely day for it. I mean, until about 11 o'clock, we've got heavy rain coming in. So it'll be basically waterproof, so I'm trying to get as much filming as I can in between then. But no, hope you're enjoying productions. I know the style of the videos, what I'm doing at the moment, on nothing compared to what we used to do. It's hard work sometimes with the cameraman and carrying extra stuff with like the drones and stuff. I know it makes the pictures better, but the main thing for the productions really is for people to learn and people to enjoy it. And I went to see someone the other week. For basically, they deal with social media platforms and creating better content and give you ideas and stuff to obviously do what you're doing better and reach a wider audience. And one of the things they said to me was about my angling is to start doing more like normal stuff instead of always big stuff, because people seem to enjoy that better. Now, I find it quite hard to believe, to be honest, because myself, if I'm watching something, I like to watch big fish. You know what I mean? I think it's something what a lot of anglers enjoy. But unfortunately, I think the way of the day and the age is people would rather watch fishing than big stuff. So I'm not taking it on board, guys. At the end of the day, I try and show the magical moments and the content of what I do with angling. It might not be for everybody, but it's what I enjoy, and I'm not changing what I enjoy just because it reaches a wider audience. I mean, he sat down with me and went over other people's like channels and what they're doing and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm not going to change the way of what we do, I don't think, because at the end of the day, we're specimen hunters. That's what we go out and do, and it's about teaching people the basics of what we do at the same time, and knowledge. And at the end of the day, it's the main enjoyment. I mean, some of the stuff that we've had on the channel over the years is phenomenal. I mean, massive fish, and it just goes to show, like, where we are today. We've got a chance of a 20-pound cod. They're there, It's just a lot of it's to do with luck, and a lot of it's to do with knowledge and putting your baits in the right places, isn't it? And obviously today, the way conditions are, you're in with a good chance. I mean, I'd like to see it a lot rougher, if I'm honest, but it's at a colour up sea. You're always in with a shout, you know what I mean? And it's not a completely flat sea. You've got it dumping and the stuff, so it just makes it a little bit harder to fish. But yeah, we've had some really good comments from you guys who've been enjoying the productions and stuff. And yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I had a lot of emails and stuff come through over the time we spent last year, a little bit of time off due to personal reasons and stuff. And it was amazing to see the audience, what we have, what wanted us to come back and start doing more and more productions. And it was something I got on a regular basis, I mean daily basis, just from different people and stuff. And it's great to see everybody supporting the channel and sharing stuff and that at the same time. But one thing I don't like, and it's stuff I think you just got to put up with really, you always get people that just come onto the channel and they start writing stupid things. And it's a good thing because I've got a block button which I can block and just block him from the channel. I mean, we had someone there the other day. I was doing one of my B-Sands videos, the beach fishing video, and I was explaining about leads and how to move the lead and how to find the fish rather than wait for the fish and stuff. I got some guy, which I don't think he really knew what he was talking about, comment on there saying you haven't got a clue, and you just think to yourself, what's the point of even commenting? You know what I mean? That was a big wave, big wave. But no. For those that enjoy it, it's there to watch and view. For those that don't, just don't bother. I'm not going to change my ways, and I'm not going to change the way I put across content and what we fish for. At the end of the day, if you don't like watching what we do, you ain't got to watch it, have you? But no, it was quite interesting to see, really, because I never even thought about it, really, but he told me to go and study a little bit. So I went on YouTube, and one of the questions I had come through as a question I had the other week was, who do you watch on YouTube? And I've got to be honest, I watch a lot of our own content because I like watching big stuff, and for me it's like a photo album, looking back for a photo album. I mean, some of the sessions we had and that. But I answered the question. The only one I'd really watch, I enjoy Mark Bryce's. He's a good angler, you know what I mean? He goes out and shows what he's doing with fishing. He knows what he's doing, and he produces some really good fishing up for the camera. The only thing that let it down a little bit was the sound quality. I mean, if you've got like an external mic on that, it'd be fantastic to watch, you know what I mean? But it's that really, to me, is one of the only ones I would sit and watch. I mean, I spent probably an hour looking through, and half the time I was on there for a couple of seconds, I turned the video off, and then I went off. Obviously, he's found Mark's. He was doing one down on the he was done one on the Bristol Channel, actually, raying, which I quite enjoyed. And Mark, I've been to many a times and stuff, and it's nice to see his day in that, you know what I mean? And the different ways of doing things. Obviously, he was on his own, so he couldn't go the normal way due to safety reasons, which I totally agree with. I mean, when you're on your own fishing, especially now, I've got a little bit older. It wasn't like it when I was younger, but I'm sort of more aware of what I was doing. I mean, I went to a mark the other day where I had to abseil down a cliff, and I got there and my foot was slipping. I felt a bit uncomfortable, so I thought, I ain't doing it on my own, I'm going to wait for Adam. So I waited for Adam, and then we went down together, and we all got down fine, and we all got back up fine, but we worked as a team, and it was more anything of the safety aspect of it. I mean, if you have a fall on that when you're on your own, you don't really think about it when you're younger. When you're older, it's something you don't want to happen, really. I mean, imagine having a fall. I remember seeing an old guy fall down Sailworthy years ago, and we helped him back up, and he broke some of his ribs, which wasn't good. But yeah, it happens, isn't it? And it's just taking the safety aspect away from it, really. You've got to make sure you're always safe. Not sure if I've got a bite on this one. I'm going to bring him in. Dogfish number 2000. Every cast at the minute, guys. Unfortunately, we just got fish through them. It's part and parcel of all fishing, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's better catching fish than not. But when you've got a bucket full of peter crab and you're catching these all day, I mean, it's not good. But we'll take your camera down so you can just see the conditions of the water. I mean, probably don't look fairly flat down from there, but as you start getting closer and closer and closer, look at those dumps. Probably a 5 foot dump easy. The other thing you've got to watch out for is dogfish. I've got to try and get them back. It's hard to get them back in. You know, got waders on. That line just dropped completely onto the shingle. me and Gav talked about it on the way up here. Sometimes you're better off fishing one rod, and this is the reason why. Okay, taking that down to release the fish then, and as I look back up, all I've seen is the line just drop straight into slack. Someone's had a go at that. You see it just come off. Felt heavy all the way in. Just been talking about this as well. You've got to try and time as you're bringing the fish in at the minute, because that's where it's dropped off and it's shelved. If you're bringing it in, and as the fish is coming, that sea drops back. It's basically not in the water for a second. And as the dump comes in, it hits the fish, and it brings it forward. So you've got to try and get that slack line up as quick as you can. So you can see there, something smashed that completely. And yeah, it's just one of them. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But I'm going to fish one rod for a little bit. Just hopefully get that sea coming up a little bit more. I mean, it's only small tides, but you've got to be in it to win it, haven't you? So, take that off the line a minute. We haven't got loads and loads of squid. I'm just going to show you what we're doing. We've got a bit of squid on there. So I've got a whole crab on there now. Just want something to bind it to, really. Okay, so I'm not playing around with it much. The main thing is what I find important is that hook. That hook's got to be proud. I mean, I'm not fishing for a codlin here. I'm fishing for a double-figured fish, and I want it to hook at the same time. The reason I'm using the running up and over rig is because from the pulley, where half the time it will take it back and it will be gut hooked. So the further I can get that hook down the back of the fish, the better. And because it's out, if it doesn't, they got fairly big mouths cod, but I've got a good chance of mouth hooking it at the same time. It's so important to keep that hook point proud, especially when you're trying to target big cod. I mean, up like the Holderness coastline and stuff like that, they use smaller hooks and stuff, don't they? But at the same time, you'll I want to know that everything I've got, from line to knots to components, everything is strong enough to cope with that. So you get a big 10-pound cod in that at the minute. The main thing is getting it through that dump. So I'm going to go down to one rod, fish properly for a couple of hours, I think, and then see if we can get it one out. So folks, fish one rod now. Go down to one rod. It's been manic. I was breath. Running up and down the beach constantly. It's we've had near enough fish every cast, and the ones we haven't, we've dropped in close. So it's just dogfish at the minute. I think I dropped a codlin. That's the only thing. I think Gav dropped a codlin as well. But I might lengthen the trace, as I said a minute ago, and hopefully try and get it more gut hooked. But no, we're out giving it a go, aren't we? But just want to say thank you for all the comments that we had come back to the channel regarding the topic on the beach fishing episode 3, and where I was talking about the angling trust and just answering the questions what I got put through, really. But we had some really good feedback about it, and the one thing I would like to say about it is that's my opinion at the end of the day, guys. Don't mean it's right, but it's what I feel is right, and everybody's gonna have their own opinion on it. You know what I mean? I wasn't saying that's what's going to happen, or that's my opinion what should have happened. And I think over the course of the internet, a lot of people agree with me, a lot of people disagree with me, but that's the whole point of discussions and topics, isn't it? It just makes it a bit more interesting answering questions and stuff. But the cheating wise, I mean, I respect everybody's opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion on it. And I was speaking to someone the other day, and they were sharing their views and their opinions on the topic, and what was different than mine. But at the end of the day, you've got to respect people's opinions, because everybody's in their right to have their own opinion. At the end of the day, that's all it is. It's opinions. I'm not going to say that they're going to happen, because I don't think anything will ever change. You know what I mean? I don't feel that it will change, and I do feel that, especially club fishing, is died down a lot over the past couple of years. And yeah, I mean, I had loads of phone calls, loads of messages, loads of emails, different things, and I found it quite interesting, really. I mean, I had a phone call with someone the other day, and I won't go into names and details and stuff, but apparently I can't find out if it's true or not. I mean, Gav's had a look and I've had a look, and I can find it in the club rules and stuff like that. But if you're for club fishing, I was always told that you should only ever fish 2 rods. You shouldn't allow more than 2 rods. If you're fishing more than 2 rods, it's okay if you're pleasure fishing, but you shouldn't be doing so if you're a member of a club. And if you're doing so and you're a member of a club, you should not be putting the fish you're catching on any of those rods in to be weighed in. So if the angling trust or anything, because it's against the rules. That's what I was told. Now, if anybody knows differently, please pick up the keypad and type a comment in, because I've looked everywhere and I can't find whether it's right or wrong. So if it is right, and I believe that it is right, you're only allowed to be fishing 2 rods, and you're fishing 3 rods, you're classed as cheating. And if you're classed as cheating, it's exactly the same, isn't it? I mean, if you're doing something you're not allowed to do, then you should be allowed to wade fishing for a start. But it's one of them, isn't it? Well, I've looked, I can't find anything to say that you can and anything you say you can't. So if anybody knows differently, please hit the comment button and type in. Now, I've spoke to a load of different anglers what have been members of the club and been on the committee of clubs, and they've all informed me that you're not allowed to fish 3 rods if you're members of the club. But apparently a group of guys have been rumoured to be doing so for a few years down my neck of the woods, and they've apparently been caught recently doing so again. If that's the case, I know for a fact that they've been weighing fishing and stuff, and it's classed as cheating if that is the case. I'm not sure if it is, or I'm not sure if it's not. So if anybody can confirm that, that'd be much appreciated. But at the end of the day, we'll do some general topics and different stuff throughout the year this year. It makes the videos a bit more interesting. It gets everybody to something to talk about at the same time. So as I said, it's one of them really. But I'm trying to think of the other ones we had come in the other day. What's the other one we had the other day? Mark Stacey. Hi Andy, where is your favourite place to fish in the UK and why? Favourite place to fish? My favourite place to fish is around the Salcombe area of South Devon. I love it. I do, I love it. I mean, part of the coastline I tend to fish a lot for the blondes and the rays and stuff. It's very secluded. You don't see many people there at all, and if you do, it's normally the same bunch of lads which tend to put lots of hours in trying to catch a fish. I mean, when the fish are there in numbers, you tend to get a lot of people going down, but to be honest, it's only the small amount that will put the hard work in, which is a shame really, because it's a fantastic bit of coastline. But for the joys of that and what you've got to do to get there to catch the fish and stuff, it's lovely. I love it when you're on your own down there, because it's like you're on a treasure island really, you know what I mean? It's just you, the sea, and yeah, I spent a lot of time down there. You sort of like get to know when and where, and different things, like bird activity I find is a big thing. If there's lots of like birds and stuff scooping down the water, half the time they're going for sand deal and stuff like that, and if there's sand deal around, there's rays around. I mean, there was one evening I was down there, I was casting straight out in front of me, and then to the right hand side and left hand side there was a group of birds like basically falling down straight down in the water, trying to come down and get whatever was there. And I basically put a bomb lead and cast it out straight to where they were. Within seconds my rod's coming over, clicking off, and I had a £9 small line, you know what I mean? So it goes to show that you've got to use your head a little bit, and you know what I mean, I could have been casting where I was all day and not had a fish, but so I used my head a little bit. And over the last couple of years I like to fish a bomb lead if I can, and I think, as I said, a lot of people have agreed and a lot of people have disagreed. You tend to find the fish more, where you're using a grip lead, it's in that one place all the time and anchored up, and the fish has got to sort of find your bait. You can't do it all the time, but normally I'll fish a heavy bomb lead, so I'll fish like an 8-ounce bomb lead, and sometimes a 10-ounce bomb lead. It depends, you know what I mean, where I'm fishing. If it's a strong tide, I'll use a bigger weight, and it still moves around slowly, but you'll find places what will hold food a bit better, you know what I mean? With live sand it was a bit different, because they tend to move around everywhere, but it's still the same thing if you've got a movement in the bait, and I think that's very important, especially for ray fishing. But at the end of the day, some people will sit there and argue and say, oh, I've had them all on grip leads, but I've had them all on grip leads as well, so it's one of them really. But I know full well, fishing like what I've done recently, fish one grip lead and one bomb lead, I've had more fish on the bomb lead than I have on the grip lead. And it goes to show why. And obviously the comment I had on the page the other day saying you haven't got a clue basically proves that a little bit wrong really. So yeah, I do love the block button, guys, I've got to be honest. Sometimes I wish they had a slap in the face button where you can just literally, the keyboard comes up with a hand, it goes, you know what I mean? It's just you put a lot of hard work in and you get silly sausages going on there saying just stupid things, you know what I mean? But no, Got a bit quiet here at the minute. Always is that way, innit? Got a big bait out there like that, go down to the sea, get a big slack line bite, and unfortunately your bait comes out back looking like that. Crazy. But no, we'll get on the session now, see if we can get someone out before the rain kicks in. Look at that. The gunk coming out of that is phenomenal. Down. I am going to fish a bomb lead on that, mate. Alright. When that comes in, because I'm fishing one rod at the minute, I'm going to put a bomb lead on it. See if we can get one out. Just want that rod to go smack bang. But I'm hell of a warm. I mean too warm. These jumpers are hell of a thick and cozy. But when you've got these on top, it sort of keeps all the heat in, especially with my head like that. I need to take my hat off for that really, but I know the rain's coming in a minute. So I just, as soon as it comes in, it's heavy, so I want to be able to put my reed stuff straight on and keep dry for the day. I mean, we went out in some rain the other day, and it was absolutely peeing down. And as soon as I got back to the van, took my gear off, I was bone dry. I mean, that's what you need to be. But no. Come up to high tide now as well, isn't it? Yep, coming up to high tide. Yeah. Dump's not very nice at all. It's dropping back and then bringing through, which I'd like to see the water come over it a little bit more really, get a bit of depth there. I don't think it's going to a great deal because it's only a smallish tide. But we'll just have to put up with it, I suppose. Colours there anyway, so I'm going to have a go for a fawny in a minute. I wish I bought some prawn. Keeping my rod nice and high here, letting line off slowly. Trying to keep the line up over the dump. It's got no tension there now on the grip lead. Just bomb lead. It'll work around a bit more. Find the troughs or find somewhere to sit up. It's an 8-ounce lead, so it's not just going to go bumping around in the tide. You just hold that to the left hand side, and hopefully where the bank slopes off, it will sit at the bottom of the banker. Hopefully a nice cod comes along, bang, picks it up. But the wind wise is lovely here. So we're going to do another topic. All little. Oh. Waterproof clothing, what would you recommend? Waterproof clothing, what would I recommend? Now, I'll be honest, there's a lot of decent stuff available on the market. I mean, Gav likes the Titan wear. He's got the Titan tops, top and bottoms. But he's also got some outdoor pursuit wear, like Burgo stuff and stuff like that when it's wet. It depends where we're going, really. I mean, the Titan stuff is perfect on a beach and stuff like that. If you're walking, not miles. But obviously lightweight stuff as well. I go for something totally different. Adam's a big fan of the Burgos and Rab sort of stuff. This obviously is lightweight and it's outdoor pursuits. But Vass as well, I've used Vass over the years, fantastic. I think they're all good at what they do. But I've been using these now for a few years. I won't lie to you. I've done a product test on it. I'm going back a few years ago now. I've done it twice. And the first lot I've done, it was the first sort of like in the line, and it was really, really good, but there was stuff what needed to be done to them to make them even better. And this was the second edition. It was the last one I've had. I don't know if they've done any different to them or not, but it's the re-cheating film sheeter. I'm not being funny, guys. It'll be peeing down with rain later, and I'll show you the state of me when before and after. And I know full well, I'll wear this now, and I'll put the jacket on, and the only thing will get wet is if I've got the zip done, you get a little bit of water there, but if I've got the zip up and I've got it all intact, I won't get wet at all. And I think it's really important for me, especially on long sessions when you're like out on the Chesil or wherever you are, is having waterproof gear that you know is gonna last. And like the Vast stuff's fantastic, the Titan stuff's fantastic, but I've got to be honest, I've been using the Reed stuff now for a good few years, and especially the second edition stuff with the reinforced lines where it's been taped together and stuff like that, and the fitting and stuff. And when you can get it custom fit, if you go up there, you can get it custom fit. So it don't make no difference that what you don't do like a triple XL or quadruple XL. You can have it made to measure, which is even better again. Do you know what I mean? They're based in North Devon, lovely guys, and yeah, I think Kev Legg originally had a lot to do with the design of the stuff. Which is fantastic, really, because it's a product that's been put together over Kev's sort of like hard work and design, and obviously it benefits all anglers, and I love it. I've got to be honest, I've used it for a few years now, and I do love it. Is that fine? It's hard to tell the difference with bites and that in a minute. But yeah, as I've said, guys, that's my opinion. I do love green gear. I mean, you can put thermal wear underneath it. They do actually do thermal wear as well, you can purchase from them. Conger eel. The trouble with this, guys, he's slippery and I can't get him. I'm going to have to drop him back with a tie like that. So all I can do is try and get a bit of depth there with him. And you don't want to be in that. You don't want to be in that at all. So, exactly the same again here. He's tangled me right up as well. I'm going to fish a ray bait now. We've been fishing probably a few hours. Just no codling at all. I think we dropped codling, but I think we got a good chance of a big fawny. So I'm going to put a fawny bait on and then probably go back to fishing 2 rods. So I'm fishing a nightmare because I just went over and sorted Gav's fish out with him, but I'm going to have to snap this off a minute. It's in the middle of let's have a look. There you go. I ain't got a massive bait, but the hook size is a bit smaller, but I've got more of a long flowing trace. So what I'm going to do here, I'm targeting a fawny here now. Got a chance of dogfish, got a chance of anything, got a chance of an undie to be honest, but I'm specifically targeting a fawny. Long flowing trace, exactly what I'd use for blondes and stuff, and I'm going to fish that there and hopefully try and get myself a double-figured thornback. I mean, it's a nice long flowing trace, a lot longer than what I just had on a minute ago for the cod. I got a chance of a cod with it at the same time. I think I shortened them down a little bit more. I was expecting a bit more rough, but I think the westerly sort of calmed it down a little bit and flattened it off, which isn't perfect, but I've got a good chance of a ray, real good chance of a good ray here now. So why not give it a go? Both long flowing drop down rig, 2-inch grab lead. Just setting a drag on this now. I want it to be able to take line, right? It's important, I think it takes line now. Because I'm raying, I don't want it too loose, but I want it enough so the fish can take line if it needs to go off. And that's probably about right. Yeah. Hopefully, it's a good distance out, that one. Hopefully we can get a fish on them. Bit better, innit? January, with a polo shirt on. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But Gav's just had an eel, first eel out. I would thought we'd see a couple more of them today. I've just put a ray bait out. I'm gonna set this one up again with a cod bait on. And yeah, it's just, I'd like to get a 7 pound cod out, if I'm honest. Anything over that would be ideal, but as long as we can get a 7 pounder out, why not? You've got to fish hard, haven't you? That's all you've got to do, is fish hard. Get this one baited up then, and then we'll have a go. We'll have a go. Well guys, all we got is dogfish, dogfish, a pouting, a conger, dogfish, dogfish, dogfish. It's not going to plan at the minute, but we've certainly used some crab. Those dogfish seem to like crab, which is not a good idea. But you've got to be in it to win it, ain't you? But mate of mine, met him a few years ago on the Bristol Channel. I think it was last year or the year before actually. Josh, he's up on the race a bit further up, and he's had a small eye in the thornback so far. So good luck to him today. I'm sure he'll see a big one out today. Water clarity is absolutely perfect for it, and yeah, is that a fish? Go on. No. No, no, no. It's where it comes to the club fishing, unfortunately. I mean, normally we'd be up on the rays now, targeting the small eyes and the blondes and the spotty, but we decided to do a competition like Gav said. it's just, if we got there getting one of them, it's just a catch for the day, isn't it? Where we're specifically out there to target that one big fawny and one big cod. So just got to be in it to win it, unfortunately. And it's a shame really, because it's perfect conditions for up there. But we need other species. So it's always going to be a gamble, Chesil Beach, for the cod. I mean, leading up to Christmas, fish really well, especially where we are, for the cod. And now it doesn't seem to be a cod in sight, but we've got to keep trying, haven't we, unfortunately. Sure we'll see a fish out, a decent fish. Dav's had 100% specimen on the pouting anyway, so at least we've got one specimen out. But it'd be nice to see a big cod out, or a fawny. We've got all weekend if not, so let's give ourselves a go. Wow, so just to cast one out now. I've just mixed up with a bit of bluey, just trying to get some more scent in the water really. There's a lot of dogfish around, I was probably going to bring on the dogfish, but you got to keep trying different things, haven't you? But for those of you who just see of watching the video then, you see me walking down to the shoreline now. Just want to warn people the dangers of Chesil Beach. I mean, fantastic place to fish, and you'd think you'd be quite safe on the beach. But a lot of people have lost their lives to this beach over the years. And I'll go back to a session I had many years ago for my stepson's 18th birthday. And we come up here, we got the bivvies out. It was coming down from a southwesterly to no wind, so we went up a bit further up towards the Dragon's Teeth. And set the barbecue up, some steak for his birthday. I mean, started fishing into the evening, about 1:30 in the evening. Now, this beach has changed a lot. Those of you that fished back in like the 90s and the early 2000s, that remember it when it used to step down in stages, and it's sort of like gradually come down, but it used to like step right down and come off like that. And I went down to the lower platform like I'm doing there now, just to get a bit of extra distance really. And as I went to turn, I remember the headlight coming around thinking that cloud's too low, and it wasn't the cloud, it was a swell. And the swell come right over the top of me. Now, my immediate reaction was being pulled into the water, so I couldn't move it back. So I literally got the butt of my rod and jammed it in the shingle, and I'm holding on to the shingle like that. But while I'm stood there now, it's easy enough to move. When you've got water pulling you, it's like you literally, your legs are up like that under the water. And then I was coming out of the water. I reckon it took me a couple of minutes to get up the bank, what felt like forever. Soaking wet, come to the top, I was literally screaming and shouting for him there, but you couldn't even hear me because of the wind and stuff on the top. We're blowing going from southwesterly to northwesterly and swung around, and we packed up. But I know that weekend there was some glads what travelled down, exactly the same thing, and they were fishing a match. And one of the guys on the end, unfortunately, they went to check him in the morning, just thinking he was asleep in his bivvy, all his stuff there, except from one rod, and he was obviously taken in the water, they believe, which is very, very sad. And it just goes to show, one minute you can be really safe on this beach, but in the wrong conditions, you need to make sure you stay away from that water. Because even though like now where it's dumping, you probably think to yourself there's no water there, and then that odd surge will come in, and it will literally blow out all the way back up to the bank. I mean, you can't underestimate this beach at all. As I said, especially in the daylight, you seem to get away with it a little bit more because you can see it coming and going. Nighttime, it's not worth it, guys. In fact, a little bit of extra distance and stuff, you don't need to. And I had a comment on the page the other day, actually. I thought it was a bit stupid because I just call them sausages because it's just a silly thing to say. But apparently, I say in all my videos, you don't need to cast to the horizon. You only need to catch 50 yards to catch a fish. Now, I've never said that. I find, in my personal opinion, I find that distance casting sometimes, not all the time, will make the difference. Now, if I come to this beach, I'm going to try 9 times out of 10 to hit to the horizon, unless I'm specifically targeting undies. If I'm targeting undies, what I like to do is cast out and then bring it back to the bank. I can't do it on a day like this because of the dump, but what I like to do is fish it on the bottom of the trough, and it's paid off over the years big time for me. I mean, literally winding right back and just feeling just like little cast out and then reel right back in the trough, and just leave it running up an over rig or a drop down rig, nice bluey bait on, or fresh pouting, fresh wine, whatever, and it's paid off for me over the years. It really has. But I find casting has improved my fishing over the years, especially on certain marks. Not all marks. It goes, you don't need to cast to be able to catch fish, guys. You really don't. I just feel that sometimes by getting into that deeper water, you're helping yourself get into the fish where the better fish lay up. Not all the time, but I've found, in my experience, by learning to cast and doing it, it sort of like upped my fishing skills. And I highly advise it to people that are taking fishing seriously, to go and get casting lessons. I mean, it's definitely worth it. I mean, you don't have to really fight here, guys. And Gav casting one out down there. See what we're in today. We're probably in, I would say, about 70 yards. Not even that. It's trying to cast off that bank is terrible. And it's only the smallest tide, and the wind, the weather's not helping. But yeah. When you're fishing for cod, I find that being close in like that sometimes makes a difference. I've got a slack line here a minute. Rain's about to start. To make things worse, we've caught nothing but dogfish, carrier bags, weed, a couple of conger eels, nice sized pout between us, and yeah, things aren't going to plan. That's fishing though, isn't it? You can't get them all the time. Can't get them all the time. While you've got a rod in the water, you've got more chance of doing some, and it's time. Bloody hell, slackliner again. Gav's caught up to me on the side. Right. It's going to be that time of the day now, so the SIM card's getting rather slow anyway. So what I'm going to do is put my wet weather gear on, and unfortunately we'll give you an update if we get any cod or get a thornback. But from us down on Chesil Beach catching nothing but dogfish on very expensive crab, we'll catch you in a bit and hopefully you'll get to see one. Right guys, I'm going to put this back. This is a little schoolie bass, not the biggest of fish, about £1.5, and yeah, prime eating, it's perfect size really eating, but I just like putting these back to fight another day. It's a lovely little fish, but yeah, beats a dogfish, eh? It's absolutely peeing down. I mean, it's my own fault for not putting the hood up, but I'm dry on the inside, but it's absolutely peeing down. I mean peeing down. I mean, Gavin's might have a fish here. Let's have a look. I don't think we're going to give it long today. Look at this, guys. It's a ray with an haircut. Nice little thornback ray. Mr. Cuthbertson. Ray time, half tied down. It's absolutely peeing down. Waterproof definitely coming handy today. Alright folks, so this is what you've got a chance of down here. It's not the biggest one in the world, easy double, but yeah, nice to get a fish out, also not a dogfish. So put a bend in the rod, get it back now. I ain't from this side, you can't get it there properly. No, he's trying to twist it.